What's up, everybody? It's Dan, Binder Boneyard, coming at you from the office. It is a beautiful mid-April day here in Central Oregon. I am prepping for my trip south. If you've been following on social media at all, you know that I am the crew chief for the Vintage Race Scout program, aka the Anything Scout, Race Terra, aka Scout Motors desert race car. So a lot going on for that. Some of it I can talk about, some of it I can't. It's not my car. It's not my project. It's not my, it's not my deal. Sean at Anything Scout, this is his baby and whatnot, but he needed somebody that could manage the crew, which is just one other guy. So it's not a huge thing, but could work on the car under pressure. And yes, it's a Terra, it's a Scout 2 Terra, 76 Terra, but I'm going to refer to it as a car pretty much for the duration of the podcast. And what I usually, just in general, I'm just used to race car. That's just what we called stuff, forever. I've worked on a lot of these things over the years, and very rarely did you call them, trophy truck. Like when I was working with the Voss team, just doing pits, just helping out, I wasn't a paid employee, but no one referred to their own truck as, trophy truck. It was the race car. Maybe some people are different, but every team that I was around. So this is kind of a, I won't be doing any podcasts while I'm gone. I don't think so. Maybe west of Tulsa might let me come in and talk about stuff again, because I did that last year. I don't know. That was a fun experience. But yeah, if I do any recording at all, it'll be through, voice recorder app on my phone, and it's probably going to sound terrible, but anyway, yeah. So a lot going on around here. We're trying to send jobs home, that I don't want to have to worry about, so sending some long drawn out projects are finally wrapping up. Some other ones that I thought would be done, are not done. Surprise, surprise. That's I don't know. We're so far behind on work here, that we've got these jobs that are just stragglers that we're trying to get done, and, trying to keep everybody happy. And it's really hard, because I want to deliver the best possible product and have people be happy with what they get, but at the same time, not have it take 5 years, which unfortunately has happened a couple times, and even longer in a few cases. But, everyone has their own circumstance and situation, and, I'm not going to lean on the pandemic too much, but it definitely made it hard to get stuff done, employee turnover, things like that. There was a lot of work that just got pushed out because of, the pandemic and whatnot. So anyway, I'm trying to get through some jobs, get them sent out before I leave, so that my boys, my high school kids, I call them that, even though they're both 20, to my old timer ears, they're still in high school. Especially when they don't know, when they don't get references and jokes that I make about stuff. I'm like, how old are you guys? You guys don't understand? You don't get this? You never heard this before? Because their parents are my age. that's and younger, actually. The one kid's mom is just turned 40. I just turned 46. So, yeah, kind of funny. I've got these employees that, could be my kids and whatnot. So anyway, so I don't want them working on a bunch of stuff that they need a lot of supervision on, because I won't be here and no one else is going to know what the heck's going on. So trying to get some of these supervision heavy jobs out of the way so that while I'm gone, they can do more of the tear down prep for other jobs, assembly type things they don't need oversight on. So there's a lot of that. Trying really hard, like I say, to set them up, because I'll be gone for damn near 3 weeks. I leave here on the 18th of April, and I don't get back until like the 6th of April. So yeah, there's, a lot. Josie's going to man the shop, of course, or woman the shop, whatever. But, there's only so much she knows. There's only so much the boys know. So just setting them up with work, that's what this next week will be about, just prepping for them so they can work, getting the jobs here that are wrapping up gone. And then prepping myself. I'm not taking, so I'm driving the green Trace truck south, but it's not crossing the border this time. Sean has 2 Super Duties now, and so we're taking both of those. One of them will be towing the trailer that the Terra will be on. And the other one is solely Chase. And it is so one is the 2-wheel drive, 3/4 ton V10. That's the kind of base camp. It's got the canopy, with the rack and all the action packers. And, I believe actually the name brand of them are called Wolf Packs, I think. So there's that I will be driving, because that's what I drove that last year. Ended up hitting a concrete barrier and bending a trailer axle, and got hit by a flying tire and broke the mirror off. And, it was semi-eventful. So I'll be driving that truck again this year, this time with a fresh trailer axle, a spare axle that'll be attached to the trailer, and 3 trailer tires, which we only had 1 trailer tire last time, and we needed multiple tires because of the bent axle. So we're, prepping for that. But anyways, I got to get the green truck ready to make that drive again. If you remember from last year, it was pretty eventful. I ended up having an engine fire. It just wasn't running good. I was fighting vapor lock and fuel transfer problems, and I had, electric fuel pumps that kept taking a crap on me. And it was a long drive. It should have taken me 14 hours, and it took me, 22 hours. So I'm prepping for that. The green truck is definitely running a lot better. The new heads, and the work we did have it's great now. It's super reliable, runs good, drives good, sounds good. I've got, professional exhaust this time. So, cause last time we just did the exhaust ourselves, threw some rubber hangers in there, and well, it turned out that the heat from the exhaust and everything, it actually, broke one of the hangers, and the exhaust fell down, and it turned into a nightmare. So now I've got real exhaust, duals with Flowmasters, and plenty of hangers, and it's tucked up out of the way. Lots of room for the drive shaft and everything else. So this time around is a lot better. But no, I want to get the second fuel tank put in the green truck, because I don't know how this happened, but the fuel tank that's in the factory fuel tank that was in the green truck is only 14 gallons. I don't know whose idea that was. I don't know what super genius at International was like, let's offer a 14-gallon fuel tank. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. But yeah, so I need another fuel tank. Last year, I just had a tank in the bed. It was like a 20-gallon rectangle box with a drain on it. This year, I'm mounting a factory IH fuel tank under the driver's side, but I'm mounting it backwards so that the filler is pointed backwards towards the bed. And then I'm going to have a fill tube that runs the width of the bed, and then the filler is on the passenger side so that I can fill both fuel tanks from the passenger side. And the tank that I'm putting in is a 19-gallon tank. So then I don't have to, then I'll be able to carry, what is that? 19 and 14, 20, 33 gallons of fuel, which should help because, even with the 5-speed overdrive and the green truck, it's still only getting 10 miles to the gallon on the open highway. I'm going to cut the rack down a little bit to help with wind resistance. I'm taking the KCs off of the rack and moving 2 of them down to the bumper. I am, just kind of streamlining a little bit. I won't be rolling as heavy either because last year I was supposed to chase with this truck and we ended up leaving it in Ensenada because of the problems I was having. And so I was loaded kind of heavy. I had a lot of spares, a lot of parts, a lot of pieces, not just for me, but for the race car also. This time I'm just rolling with myself and whatever spares I travel with. And then I'll have my tent, my rooftop tent that mounts to the service bed. So this time around, it'll be more aerodynamic, a little lighter. It's running better. So it should be able to make good time and have decent economy. But I really need that 30 gallons of capacity. It just helps so much because, man, just the single 14, even though when I was just running the 20, like having to stop every 140 miles, that's only 2 hours. Yeah, hour and 45 minutes. So every 2 hours having to stop, it just really chews into your travel time. So, that and there's some interior stuff I want to take care of. I want to add some more of the lighting that I have, get the bed a little bit more set up. I was hoping to build a back bumper, but I don't think that's going to happen in time. There's just some maintenance, change the oil, top off the fluids, bleed the brakes again. For some reason, the pedal's a little bit spongy. Just stuff like that. Get that truck prepped. But then I also need to prep myself. I need a tent. I need to go get a tent for dry camping because that's what we do at every pit. Not every pit, but every night after the stage is done and we set up our camp. Most of the time we are not in hotels. We are in campgrounds or something like that. So it's camping on the ground. And so I got to get a tent because last year I had my rooftop tent that we threw on the trailer and took with us. So I just set up my rooftop was on the trailer and I just slept in that every night. But this time I'm taking an actual tent and sleeping pad and things like that to just streamline the operation, be a little faster to set up and take down and be a little smaller. Now that we have 2 chase trucks, the load's spread out a little bit more, so it should be a little easier. But also because we're taking 2 chases, we're taking more parts to keep the car going, just in case. Last year was pretty bad with the roll. We couldn't save the car. But, we got hit on day 5, we got rear-ended in the silt and just caved in a bunch of stuff. And we weren't really prepared to pull that quarter out. We didn't have a good way to do it. So this time we're traveling with more tools. I don't think we're going to have a winch yet, but with another chase truck, we'll be able to have some more repair and recovery options. And we're taking more people this time. So yeah, I can't really get into that right now. It's not my deal, but there's definitely more support going this time. So the second truck was also needed. But I'm leaving early because the race doesn't start until the 26th, and I'm leaving on the 18th, so that when I get down there, we can do final prep on the race card. So nut and bolt, everything. Any last minute stuff that jumps out, like, hey, we need a loom on this to keep it from rubbing, or some tie wire to hold something back, or zip ties to hold stuff down. Like, all that stuff needs to happen this round before we go. And then the chase trucks also get prepped. Sean has them prepped by a local mechanic because they're Super Duties. They're both V10s, automatics. I don't really mess with that kind of stuff too much. I mean, obviously I can, and I do when I have to, but he has a local shop do that. What we're really doing is load out, loading the trucks in a thoughtful manner, so that when we're setting up the pits or when we're wrenching at the end of the night or whatever, we could access the parts we need without having, to tear the whole truck apart. Same with the wolf packs on the rack. The stuff that we rarely need would go in the middle towards the front, and then the stuff we use all the time or need regularly is at the back and easy to access. So same with the food. It's kind of counterintuitive, but all of the food, or not all the food, but a majority of the food and snacks goes at the front of the bed, so that when the person that's in the back seat can open the camper slider window and reach back and access the food that's right there underneath the camper window, which, we can't keep it in the cab with us because there's too much going on. So you can't keep a whole tote of food in the cab. We'll have a thing of trail mix and a bag of jerky or whatever, but no, when someone needs to access food, there's also a cooler that goes there. The cooler will ride at the front of the bed nearest the cab, so that whoever's in the back seat can access drinks, and it's a powered cooler, so it's a refrigerator essentially. Which we go through a ton. We had like 20 cases of water. And by the time we made it back to Ensenada on our way home, we were completely out of water. Because the old story, like, don't drink the water in Mexico. I was really surprised last time that no one got sick. The whole crew managed to eat and get by on, bottled water and things like that and not get sick. So let's see if we can keep that streak alive, because nothing's worse than having raging diarrhea in a foreign country. So yeah, but so that's what I'll be doing down there, is prep the trailer, prep the car, prep everything. And also get the strategy, get the team stuff sorted out. Our documentation for crossing the border has to get handled while I'm down there. All the passport stuff, everything handles down there. So so it's multiple days, and then we leave the day early because it takes time to cross the border, get that sorted out, get down to Ensenada, get checked into the hotel, and set up. And then the following day is check-in, contingency, the street party, whatever you want to call it. And then I think the day after that, the race starts. So, it's kind of a whirlwind. It's, initially it's hurry up and wait. The first couple of days of me being down there, it's, let's do all this prep, let's do all this work. And then, you get through that and you're kind of like, okay, I'll do another nut and bolt check. Sometimes towards the end of the prep time, I'm just laying on the ground looking up at stuff, just looking around, kind of, casting a wide gaze to see what I can see. So, yeah. But then once the race starts, then it is the opposite. It is 90 miles an hour everywhere. You got to be at the road crossings. You got to be at the checkpoints and where potential pit areas are, so that you can be ready when they come in. Gotta be ready. So there's all that. And then in the nighttime after the race is over, there's the dinner. They have a dinner set up every night for everyone. And then it's work on the car. Check for anything loose or broken, leaks. If Sean has a complaint about something, we try to address it. And then that's our work until however long it takes. We had to change center pins. Well, they were broken. So both rear springs needed new center pins on like day 5. And so we had to do that in the hotel parking lot, which we didn't end up actually staying at that hotel. The rooms were pretty terrible. So we didn't stay there, but we used their parking lot to change all the center pins and fix a few things. So yeah, and that takes however long it takes. If I have to work all night to fix it, then that's what happens. And so, that's the thing about being the crew guy, crew chief, crew leader, crew, whatever. It's that your job is to get that car put back together in time to race. And so it's stressful. Everyone's always like, oh, have fun on your vacation. Like, no, it's not a vacation. I mean, yes, the weather's warmer and the food is sometimes better, but it's still hard work. It's still stressful. It's still drama. It's still more than I got going on here. I'll tell you that. So yeah. But anyway, it's going to be an adventure. I will try and update my social medias when I can. Some of the stuff, like I said, I can't post pictures of, or I can't do, much with, just because the dynamic of the team and the sponsorships and things like that. I'm a behind the scenes guy. I know, which is, if you follow me on Instagram, I'm a not behind the scenes guy. I tell you everything guy. And so to be in a support role this time and at the mercy of the plan, the team plan, then, that's what it is. So I have to respect that. And I can't, there's things I won't be able to show you till after the race is over or at all. There's a little bit of race secrecy going on. So anyway, but yeah, that's what's happening here. A lot of prep, a lot of getting ready, a lot of hurry up and wait. So I appreciate all you guys' support for sure. All the subscriptions and help, all that stuff helps. You guys are great. I really do appreciate it. And I'm thankful for all of it. And hopefully we pick up some more subscribers and some more followers and just help keep growing this thing. Cause like I said, it's out of pocket for me. I pay for all this stuff. I pay for the production, I pay for all of it. So yeah, it is handy that, I have some support from you guys. So I appreciate it. Please tell your friends. Please, share if people are asking questions on Facebook, direct them to these podcasts that they may be able to help them with their problems. So anyway, I appreciate that. Thank you, everyone. and I will keep you updated when I can. And until next time, I am Senior Dan from Binder Boneyard.